The Pygmalion Effect. There's a quiet force that shapes who we become, long before we choose it ourselves. It doesn't shout. It doesn't command. It simply expects. And somehow, those expectations begin to feel like truth. This is the Pygmalion Effect, the psychological phenomenon where higher expectations lead to improved performance, and lower expectations quietly limit potential. 1. When belief precedes ability. The Pygmalion Effect begins with an invisible assumption. Someone believes something about you, that you're capable, or limited, promising, or disappointing, and that belief changes how they treat you. More patience, more attention, more opportunity, or less. Over time, those subtle differences shape behavior. Yours. 2. Expectations as psychological signals. Expectations are not neutral. They communicate information about worth, trust, and potential. When someone expects competence, they give room to grow. When someone expects failure, they offer less guidance, less feedback, less belief. The message is absorbed, even when it is never spoken. 3. The self-fulfilling loop. The Pygmalion Effect works through a feedback loop. Expectation shapes behavior. Behavior shapes response. Response reinforces expectation. A person treated as capable begins to act capable. A person treated as unreliable begins to doubt themselves. Performance follows perception. 4. Where the effect was named. The term comes from a myth. Pygmalion sculpted a statue and fell in love with what he created. His belief was so complete that the statue came to life. Psychology borrowed the metaphor to describe how belief creates reality, not magically, but relationally. 5. Classrooms, workplaces, and families. You see the Pygmalion Effect everywhere. In classrooms, where teachers' expectations influence student outcomes. In workplaces, where leaders' beliefs shape performance. In families, where children absorb labels long before they understand them. You're smart. You're difficult. You're talented. You're not good at this. These are not descriptions. They are instructions. 6. The quiet damage of low expectation. High expectations can elevate. Low expectations can erode. When people sense doubt, they withdraw effort. They take fewer risks. They stop asking questions. They stop trying to exceed what is expected of them. Not because they lack ability, but because belief has been removed. 7. Identity built on borrowed belief. Over time, external expectations become internal narratives. I'm good at this. I shouldn't try that. This isn't for me. The voice of expectation becomes the voice of identity, and identity resists change. 8. Responsibility in expectation. The Pygmalion Effect raises an ethical question. If belief shapes outcome, then expectation carries responsibility. How we see others changes what they believe is possible. Expectation is not passive. It is influence. 9. Reclaiming agency. The effect weakens when expectations are examined. Ask, whose belief shaped this limit? Is this expectation evidence-based or inherited? What would change if I expected more of myself? Self-belief can interrupt the loop, but it often begins with recognizing the loop exists. 10. Beyond prediction. The Pygmalion Effect reveals a quiet truth. People do not rise to their potential alone. They rise to the level of belief they're surrounded by. This is Ethiax, where psychology meets responsibility, and responsibility begins when expectation becomes conscious and belief is chosen, not imposed.